Hello and welcome to Shwa Effortless Learning. In today's video, we are talking about some more aspects of English grammar. In this video, I am wearing a red dress, sitting on a blue chair. I have a painting behind me on the wall, a lamp beside me or next to me. Here, all these words in, on, behind, on, beside, next to, these are the words that tell us the placement of particular things as in the dress, me as a person, the painting, the lamp, the chair, everything. Words which talk about these places come under the category of preposition. Yes, preposition, P-R-E, and position, which is preposition. It indicates that it sits before something. So prepositions are the words which sit before a noun and a pronoun, and they establish the relation of those nouns and pronouns with other words in the sentence. Although it is written as preposition, the pronunciation is preposition. Preposition with a more effort on preposition. These are the words which sit before a noun or a pronoun, and they establish the relationship between the nouns and pronouns with other words in a sentence in terms of space, place, direction and timing. English language has numerous prepositions and they are used extensively in this language. But based on the way they are generally used, I have divided the vast array of prepositions into three simple categories. Well, it's not possible for me to encompass all the preposition words. I have tried to talk about the most commonly used prepositions in this lesson. The first type is prepositions of spatial relationships. Second, preposition of direction. Third, prepositions of time. Spatial relationships talk about the place and position. So that means with the help of these prepositions, we can discuss about the place, the placement of particular nouns and pronouns in the sentence. For example, I'm sitting on the chair. So here with on, we can know that what is the placement of this person, and I'm sitting on the chair. So my placement is on this chair. The first preposition to talk about place and position is above. So above talks about something that is higher than something or somebody. For example, the painting is above the chair. So if we think about this as a plane, so the chair comes and then comes the painting. The painting is above the chair. Next is at. So at talks about where the particular thing or the person is. Okay, so it denotes. It also talks about some small places such as a village, a small town, or a particular place in a very big place, in a bigger place, at a particular building or room in a big building. For example, when we talk about a village or a small town, we use at. Rajgir is a small town. I live at Rajgir. Village. Let's say Rampur. Rampur is a small village. He lives at Rampur. I live at Jashore Road in Kolkata. Kolkata is a big city, so we use in as preposition and at Jashore Road because that road is that road, as in that area, is a big part of the big city, is a small part of the big city Kolkata, and hence Jashore Road is at. And also at the first floor of this particular building. I live at the first floor of Orbit Skyview, or I live at room number 503 in the Imperial building. So that is how we use at to indicate small places or a particular place in a bigger place. Then comes across. Across is from one point to another, from point A to point B. So, our parents, grandparents say, you tell us the stories that how it was so difficult for them to go to the schools, and they and in most of the stories, in at least in many of the stories, we have heard that people had to swim across the river. So across the river is when you swim from one bank of the river to another. So from one point to another, point A to point B, when you make the change, then when the particular person or thing shifts its position from point A to point B, then it gets the preposition across. Then comes among. Okay, the pronunciation is among. Among, not among, A-M-O-N-G. No, the pronunciation is not among, it's among. Among, it means in the middle of two or more. Okay, so when it is two, we usually use between, and when it is more than two, we use among. So I have one apple, and I'll divide it, and I'll divide the apple between A and B. But if I have 7 apples and I have 7 people, then I'll divide the 7 apples among the 7. No, I'm not talking about the apples, I'm talking about the people. So I'll divide, even if I have 1 apple, I'll cut it in 7 pieces and I'll divide it among the 7 people. For 2, between, more than 2, it is always among. Okay, now let's come to behind. Behind is behind, and this is in front of. The painting is behind me and you all are in front of me. Okay, then now comes below. We know above. This painting is above the chair. The chair is below the painting. Then beside. This beside means next to something or at the side of something. The lamp is beside the chair. The lamp is beside the chair. We can also use the preposition next to. The lamp is next to the chair. Then comes between. Between is in the middle of 2 persons or 2 things. Like this, there is this almirah, there is this steel cupboard, and there is this lamp. So the chair is between the cupboard and the lamp. Okay, beyond. Beyond is on the other side of something, like, further something. Okay, the road goes beyond the mountains. So you are walking along the road and you found the mountain, and the road goes the road even goes beyond the mountain. So it's like, you understand, right? So further than something, like, beyond, very deep, very deep. Okay, then by. Okay, we used next to, beside. We can also use by. The lamp is by the chair, the lamp is next to the chair, the lamp is beside the chair. Also in. In is a very, very important preposition, and with in we try to indicate that location of a thing or a person which is inside something. Okay, so there are lots of clothes in the cupboard, and there are lots of videos in this channel. Okay, so we can talk about within, we can talk about a lot of thing or person inside a limited area or room or a building or a country or particular thing. Like for example, the guests are waiting in the hall. And also to talk about a big city, for example, we used in the first few sentences that I live at Jashore Road in Calcutta. So when we talk about a big city, we use in as a in. We can use in the middle. With in the middle, we use like between. It sort of gives the similar idea that it's in between. So the man is standing in the middle of the crowd. So yeah, so it's kind of like, something or someone is surrounded by a lot. So that in that sense we can use in the middle. Then comes near. So by near is also something like is also used to indicate something that is very close. But there is a difference between near, next to. Okay, by next to we can use by, beside, but near and these prepositions are very different, are have a little difference. While both talk about like something or someone which is close, but by near does not guarantee that something would be exactly next to something. Okay, there it might be a little further. So if I say my house is near the planetarium, it doesn't mean that my house is just the next building. It might be that in the same area, it's not very far, it's near the planetarium. But if I say my house is next to the planetarium, or my house is by the planetarium, or my house is beside the planetarium, so that means like, I'm talking that my house is the next building, not in the same area. When we say near, it means in the same area, not very far. Okay, now on. On is something that is talking about on, like that there is something below and something on. Okay, so there is a point of touching. So I'm sitting on the chair. Well, some people might say that I'm sitting in the chair because it is sort of encompassing me. But if when I'm sitting on something, I'm sitting on it. So like there is something below and I'm sitting on it, right? So below, niche, on is something that is upar. So I'm sitting on the chair and the chair is below me. Okay, so similarly we can use on the left or on the right. The position of the right side and position of the left side of something. So she is sitting on the right side, on my right side. He is sitting on my left side. So here we can use on to indicate the sides, the placement, all these things. Similarly, under. So under is vertically below something. So there is a cat under this chair. Okay, so there is this cat under this chair and I can't take it out. So that is vertically below something. And upon is a more formal term for on. So we can say that if I really pull out the cat, it will jump upon my head. Okay, and it would be a disaster. So that is all about prepositions of space and position. Do write in the comment section below what are the other types of prepositions that you can use to talk about space and position. And also share your stories with prepositions, how you think preposition can be confusing, or how can you use your different tricks to remember what preposition is applicable for which situation. Well, till then, take care, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye.